Hi. So for today, I wanted to talk about one of the biggest primary concerns when it comes to starting college, and that is the introduction to the first semester. So a lot of people are probably wondering about the process of what is the biggest adjustment when going into college and starting your first semester. Honestly, the biggest adjustment was managing your own time. In high school, your whole day is basically kind of like planned out for you, from like periods 1 through 8. But in college, no one reminds you about your deadlines. Nobody tells you to go to your classes. Uh, and basically, there's no adult who's basically keeping an update on you yourself. Nobody like emailing you like, oh, you got to get this thing done, or oh, you got to go to class. In college, your time is your own, basically. So I guess one of the biggest adjustments was learning about how to balance classes, work, because I also did hold a part-time job on the weekends too. And many people also still hold jobs when working in college too. And also just about your personal life too, because you got to make sure that you still do things for yourself. Another question that can be answered is about how do you meet friends in college? Because, when you go to college, you're basically starting out from the beginning as well. You still maintain contact with your friends in high school, which is great, especially now in the modern day age where we can still text and message them every day. But you're also starting out socially from the bottom again too. You're meeting a bunch of new people again. So how is it you can make some great friends in college? I met friends in some of the most random ways. I met them through group projects, classes, also through like areas where you can meet people like in a social environment too, like going to the gym or joining clubs and stuff, or even just talking to the person who sits next to you, whether it's in your class or maybe in the cafeteria or lunch hall. You don't need to have some kind of like perfect plan to meet new people. Just showing up and being open and trying to have good conversations makes it happen naturally. Another big question could be, what surprised me most about going to college? Um, I guess something that surprised me was how normal it was to feel lost at first. Everyone pretends like they have it all together, they have everything figured out. But I learned pretty quickly that most people are just figuring it out, just like myself, or even just like you. What's something that I also wish that I knew before even starting college? Something that I wish I knew before even starting college, but I learned during college. I wish I knew that asking for help doesn't make you look dumb. Whereas asking professors, tutors, classmates, they're all way more helpful than you'd expect if you just ask. Also, don't be ashamed to ask any sort of questions whatsoever. You don't have to go into college just completely knowing everything. It's good to ask questions. In fact, actually, the more questions they ask in the beginning, the better. It not only shows that you're taking an interest in trying to do something, it also helps, improve upon yourself throughout time as well. Um, and maybe one of the final questions we can begin to ask is, what would I do differently if I could redo my first semester at college? If I can go back to being, just graduated from high school and, you know, just starting my first semester of college, what would I do differently? If I could restart my first semester, I'd build a routine sooner. Once I got consistent with studying, going to the gym, and keeping a schedule, everything felt a lot calmer, but I didn't really realize that until a little bit later. But that's something I wish I knew when I just first started college. Anyway, I hope that this video can be very helpful in the process so other people can have successful first semesters, that they can succeed and have a wonderful college experience. Thank you.